No problem.
So one more. I'm going to just start again with an introduction. So this is an introduction for David Cunningham, Vinod and China, who are from Q&A Apprenticeships, and really welcome everybody to find out more about ways to get involved in apprenticeships.
Perfect. Well, yeah, as I said, so thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule today to join us for this exciting information session. My name's David, and I look after all things candidate attraction events in QA. So we do lots of events like this in person, virtually, careers fairs, workshops, to try and engage people into the opportunities that we have. So I'll pass you over to my colleague Vanna to introduce herself. Oh, you're on mute, Vanard.
We don't have sound for you at the moment. We heard you
No sound,
earlier.
Vanard. Oh.
Oh.
So, and apologies in advance to everybody. So we're not familiar with using Zoom. This is a very new platform for us to be using today. Vanard, down the bottom left-hand side, you should have a mute button on your screen.
Yeah, it looks like she's unmuted, but it may be that you need to choose a different plugin for the sound. So you can go to select a speaker. Oh, sorry, select a microphone.
So whilst Vanard's doing that, I'll kind of introduce Vanard to the group when she's having a look at that. So apologies for that. So Vanard is our functional skills tutor. Vanard has recently joined our team, and she looks after delivering a lot of our functional skills workshops. So she does things like how to ace your interview, CV building workshops and tech. And she supports with a lot of our kind of online information sessions and our Teach the Nation to Code workshops that we'll tell you a little bit more about in due course. And China, over to yourself to introduce. Hopefully your mic's working.
Yeah, hopefully. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hi, I'm China. I'm a digital learning consultant for the apprentices on the software level 3 and 4 pathway. I essentially support software developers through their apprenticeship journey. We'll talk more about that in detail. And I also went through the apprenticeship process with QA as well, so I'm quite familiar with everything they do. It's all good stuff. Thank you for having me.
Can you all hear me now?
Yeah,
good.
Amazing.
That's great.
Amazing. Thank you.
Awesome. So what I'll do is I'll just crack on with the presentation and the slides. Vanard, I know it's over to you for the first slide. Give me a second here. So sharing. What's the best way to share these slides? The green. Sorry, I'm having some problems here now with sharing my...
Yeah, the green button at the bottom, if you share screen, you can, it should call up your files in a similar way to Teams.
Okay. Sorry, it doesn't seem to be...
it doesn't seem to work on my end either.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to, you have the option of sending me a slide deck? Is it a PowerPoint?
Okay. Yeah. Give me a sec.
I can share it. Sorry.
Lovely.
Or actually, what's even easier is if you put a link to it in the chat, because then I can just open it in Zoom. That's the other option.
Awesome. Yep, I can do that just now. Technology, it's only great when it's working.
It's only great when it's working, exactly. And we put all this effort in to make it work, don't we? And when it just when you need it. And that's the other thing with the Skype calls as well. It's just, or kind of like video calls more generally. They oh, okay. It won't let me. It's making me sign in. So I've got a bit of a game with it as well. Open link. Let me see if I can open this in. I'm going to have to open this in my private one.
So, Vanna, perhaps we could just do it.
Yeah.
Oops.
Let me go to that. Yeah. Oh, it may be one of those company things, but it's not letting me share the slides.
I think.
Oh,
how
now
do
we've got David hanging. It's one of those calls today.
Let's see if I can.
Yeah. So
let me see if I can share my screen and
right.
open the PowerPoint.
Yeah, maybe if you see that green share button.
I'm clicking on it, however, it's not working.
No, same here. It just seems to not
permission? Work. Okay, that's so strange. Oh, okay.
It might be because we can't have the app. We can only do it in browser.
Yeah, it might be because you're in the browser, but I'm sure it usually works even in the browser. Maybe it's because a couple of you are trying to share. I've just changed the conditions so that more than one person can share. It may have been that you're trying to both do it. Do you want to try again?
Still.
No, nothing. Let me. You can share.
How just for the purposes.
Oh, one moment. I know there's another problem I've just found, so I'm just gonna. I'm gonna try to change it to all participants can share, so that there was a setting on this Zoom that wasn't letting you share. Sorry about that. Okay, now can you try now? Any luck? Can you at least see the screen that lets you share?
We can see the button. It's just clicking on it doesn't do it.
It's still not this. I've just updated it, so I thought that might enable you to. Okay, so let me keep working on. David, I was saying that I'm not able to share your screen, your slides, because it's not giving me permission.
Okay, I think just for the purposes of the session, just when a weary time and stuff
just
like
talk
that,
it
we just talk through.
And we'll share the screen. We'll share the slides with everybody later. As everybody's attended.
Yeah, we had some really cool things on there that were really relevant in videos and stuff like that. But I think talking through things we can kind of go from there. So yeah, QA Apprenticeships, we are one of the leading tech, IT and digital apprenticeship providers. Might not seem it right now with the technology problems, but apologies in advance for that. You can never predict these things. So yeah, we do apprenticeships, undergrad apprenticeships, and we do degree apprenticeships as well. And our lovely Vinard is going to talk to you a bit about some of the opportunities and apprenticeships that we've got. And then China is going to tell you a bit more about the apprenticeships from the support point of view, in terms of the package of support that's around what we've got on offer. So Vinard, over to yourself.
Thank you. So I'm just going to go through what type of apprenticeships we cover, but I think first of all we need to tell you what an apprenticeship is. So the apprenticeship is basically a paid time full-time job while you get training on the job. So that's 20% training and 80% with an employer. The training is delivered by obviously QA ourselves, and 80% of the time, as I said, will be on the job, 20% will be off the job. Now, this includes day-to-day activities such as shadowing your line managers, shadowing the colleagues, and the training will be delivered by a virtual classroom and you will be fully supported. So every time you submit any piece of work, there'll be somebody on the Zendesk supporting you and basically responding to your queries within the first 60 seconds. Now, when you download the PowerPoint, you will see Nadia's story. Nadia is one of our data analysts, and her journey, she couldn't, this individual couldn't go to university due to certain circumstances. However, they went on the data engineering apprenticeships, and they're now working as a data analyst for Amazon. So this is one of our success stories. Just one of them that we can share, but please go and watch the video. It's a really intriguing video of Nadia. So benefits of an apprenticeship, well, it's a modern hands-on way to train individuals. A lot of the employers, instead of going for the degree, hiring people who have already graduated and then training them, they'd rather have them at a point where they can train them and basically guide them on the job. It is full-time, it is paid, and you have a structured training program provided by QA, which both the employer and QA will fully support you. You will get the first-hand training and first-hand knowledge of on the job, and you will receive a recognized qualification by the IFA, which is the Institute for Apprenticeships, they've been working with us for a very, very long time. And obviously you'll have career progression. What areas do we cover? Well, I'm just going to read them through. The first apprenticeship we cover is the cloud computing. And what I'll do is I'll just list them and then I'll go through each slide. The next one is the digital marketing. We've also got data analytics and AI, professional management, cybersecurity, IT, DevOps, and software development. Now, with our cloud computing program, if you decide to follow that path, it will mean that you will work on real life scenarios, which means you'll get workplace training. Typical jobs that involve, once you've done that apprenticeship, is the 13-month apprenticeship, followed by, I think it's about 4 weeks when you do the qualification and the endpoint assessment. Typical jobs after you've completed that is a desktop engineer, or you'll be a support analyst. And when you look through these slides, it will basically tell you what the course covers. But your day-to-day responsibilities will include helping migrate computer system to a cloud infrastructure, and you'll be supporting the company that you work for to monitor their cloud management systems and data storage services. The next apprenticeship we cover is the cybersecurity one. Again, this is a level 4. I will go through the levels in a minute. Level 3 is equivalent to 2 A-levels, but I will go through those in a moment. So this is the level 4, again, a 13 months plus an endpoint assessment. Every time you submit a piece of work, you will have contact with the DLC, and this will be China and her colleagues. And your day-to-day responsibilities will include developing and building test security systems and monitoring their effectiveness. Constantly, you'll be striving to find vulnerabilities within the hardware, software, and applications within the company, and then plan around the security plans around it. So basically protecting as you can see, since we've been in lockdown, we have had a lot of security flaws. So this is a really nice opportunity to go into. And cybersecurity will always be there. Typical job roles that you will get is, you might become a cybersecurity engineer or a cybersecurity consultant, analyst, or a specialist. The next apprenticeship, again, this is also 13 months. This is the level 3. This is all about digital marketing. And typical roles, again, in this one is you could become a digital marketer or a social media campaign. You might have done social media as part of, a voluntary organization, or you might have a passion for that. Day-to-day responsibilities, again, would be researching advertised trends, deciding which appropriate method is there for the ads, and then developing projects and content and publishing them on the social media platforms. The next one is your network engineer. This is the IFA level 4, again, 13 months. You can also do this at level 4 as well. It all depends. You will have, I will go through the entry criteria in a minute. Again, typical roles that would get you involved in is your network technician, or you might become a systems engineer or an infrastructure engineer, and your day-to-day responsibilities will be to build net configuration connections and troubleshoot for any issues that the company that you work for might have. So the next apprenticeship is your data analytics and AI. And as you can see from the news, AI is going to be huge. Again, this is a level 4. However, this is 14 months plus an endpoint assessment. Typical roles that you could get involved in is a data technician, junior analyst, or a financial analyst. And again, there's more as well. Some of the things that you will learn is to analyze and unstructured and structured data, and the day-to-day would be gathering data, interpreting the statistics, and working with experts to write reports and designing graphs and charts. The next one, which is the DevOps, and this covers the full software development cycle from start to finish. This is a level 4, again, approved by the IFA, 15 months this time. And what you'll do is you will gain the necessary skills on focusing and implementing and facilitating the use of DevOps practices within a business. Typical roles would be, sorry, my slide's playing up. Oh, you might become a soft full stack developer eventually, or you might want to go straight into DevOps engineer as well. A lot of what we've seen is a lot of people who are software development, they are going into DevOps. And if they're DevOps, they're going into software development. Day-to-day would be monitoring code quality and checking each other's code. Yeah. And the next slide is, and the last one I would say is that, no, professional management. Professional management is your BSc. So these are at degree levels. And this is an honors degree, which is a level 6. Now, the degree apprenticeships and the master's apprenticeships are delivered in conjunction with Northumbria University. So these will take a little bit longer. You will be working on the job and also working towards your, I'm not entirely sure, but China will confirm whether, oh, can you all see, can we see the slides?
Yeah.
Oh, well done, David.
Yes.
Well done.
I've sent it as a PDF to try and make it a bit easier.
Yeah, I think at this point, I think we need to play Nadia's story. I think that it's a very, very good point to. David, you want to play Nadia's story? I don't know who's controlling, or is it Mariam?
I'm not sure it'll work via the PDF, but we could try.
Oh, it won't work. No, it's fine. I'll just continue then. So the next one is professional management. Again, it's a degree level apprenticeship, working in conjunction with Northumbria University. And this is all about project management, and it's designed to, I'm on slide 15. If you could go down, Mariam, if you could go down one more, just again, one more. This one, the one after DevOps, Mariam, that's the one. Amazing, thank you. So again, you will be looking at all aspects of the project management cycle, from initiation to planning to execution. And again, day-to-day responsibilities would be solving issues that arise and planning and developing those exciting projects within that company and monitoring their progress. And again, typical job roles would be project management, risk management, and quality management. you could go to the next one, Mariam, which is software development. Software development is the last one. Again, we deliver this at level 3 and 4, again, 13 months and with an endpoint assessment, and you will get the necessary skills to basically get involved with components and building websites, etc. And you might also be working with mobile apps and it's a very working in conjunction with one another, creating programs using Python, Excel, etc. And you might be involved in junior developer or assistant programmer, but you will be supported by other individuals like your managers, and you'll be shadowing them. Mariam, if you could go to the next slide down. Just slide
Sorry,
down.
I just need to. I've just lost the slides for some reason. I'm just going to get them back. I just lost the page. I'll be.
That's okay.
I don't know where they've gone. They must be in this one.
We
Sorry
can't
about
see them
this.
on the screen.
Can you see them on the screen? Okay, I
can.
can't get the screen back. Something's gone. It sometimes happens when. Let me just get them back. Oh, sorry about this. I've had this before, and it just takes a little while to find the right page. There we go. I've just got them now. There you go.
So if you could go back up again, Mariam, just go back up again and up and again.
Right, do you want to say what slide number do you
Right, this is the different levels. If we could just stop here. So what I want to do is I want to cover the different levels before I pass over to my colleague China. Bear with me. So what do the different levels mean? So a level 3 and level 4, level 3 is equivalent to A levels. Level 4 is your first year at degree. And you'll get the HNC or the HND. Level 6 is your bachelor's degree, and level 7 would be the master's. If we could go to the next slide, Mariam, please. And I'm going to pass you over to my colleague China, who's just going to tell you about her role and how she supports, and her team support. Thank you, China.
Thank you. So I work with the people that are on the software development pathway. I also work alongside people that support with DevOps. So as DLCs, digital learning consultants, we have what we call a many-to-many relationship. So if, for instance, I'm in a meeting, you may get another software specialist responding to you on our learning platform that you can see on this. So, is it on the screen? No, it's called Bud. That's where that will be your point of contact. So that's where your access, that's the learning portal circle that's on there. The DLC will respond to your submission. So you'll submit your work on there. You'll get feedback within 24 hours, usually within a few hours, less than, when you submit your work, and feedback on how to improve if you have any questions. We have an online chat service, as well as you can leave a message on there to get a message back from your DLC. And you'll also have classroom sessions with a classroom tutor that will be taken kind of like this, but more interactive. You'll be put into breakout sessions where you'll be working through things like Python fundamentals, user like app development. You'll learn about like AI. We cover a lot of topics in both the level 3 and 4, and then we also do degree apprenticeship now that's just starting. And you'll cover an introduction into all aspects of software development. And then on the course, with your apply activities, you'll then be evidencing the work that you're doing in your role. So say you've been given a little task to do, you'll write about the tasks you've been doing in your role, the support you've had, and how it works in line with the goals for the apprenticeship. And that's what you'll present at the end for assessment.
Very good. And your next slide.
So if you could go, I think at this point, I think I want to just emphasize, if you could go right back to the top, Mariam.
Oh, sorry about this. To the top. I was just trying to.
Which is the second slide.
Yeah, we go.
I think it's really, really important that we celebrate Black women pioneers in IT. If you haven't seen the film Hidden Figures, I would really go and, emphasize, go and watch that film. It covers the three ladies, you've got Catherine Johnson. She loved maths. Early in her career, she was called the human computer by NASA, and she was basically responsible for putting the first astronaut into orbit. We've got Mary Jackson. Again, she was initially taking the engineering classes, and she became the first Black female engineer. And last but not least, the three lovely ladies on the left. You've got Dorothy Vaughan. She was the American mathematician, and she was also called the first computer programmer. On the middle, you've got Dr. Shirley Jackson. She was the inventor of the optic fiber cables that we used today, and it was because of her we are actually into telecommunication systems. And then Anne Easley, she was the front four of NASA. If you could go to slide, if you could just move down, keep going down. I would highly suggest that you go through those videos, which will show you the apprenticeship journey and why employers are using apprentices. Go down further. Mariam, if you could go down, keep going. Yeah, so here are some of the companies that we work with. I'm going to just close my site. So once you've completed an apprenticeship, you will be working, or whilst you're completing an apprenticeship, these are the companies that we work with. We've worked very, very closely with Microsoft. And when you watch Nadia's story, he is actually working for Amazon. We also work with Vodafone and lots more that I haven't mentioned here. Mariam, if you could scroll down. And this is just a brief of what the subjects we cover. If you could go down one more, please. And the different levels. So this slide actually breaks down at level 3, what we offer, and also a level 4. And then obviously the higher degree apprenticeships. Mariam, if you could just scroll down to the next bit. And those are your level 5, 6, which is the degree apprenticeships, and the level 7, which is at master levels. Obviously, when you come in, you'll have an initial assessment, and you will talk to one of the team who will guide you through that. If you could scroll down a little bit more. And these are just the different levels that I covered earlier. If you could scroll down. And this is what I talked about at speed when I was reading through. It's a shame that the slides didn't work, but each slide will give you a, the course and what it covers and what roles it would lead to. Just keep going down. And one more. And again. Keep going, Mariam. Okay. Okay. David, do you want to go over this slide, or do you want me to lead?
Yeah, I can do that. So the apprenticeship journey, how does it actually work? And, when are we actually recruiting? So we're recruiting all year round, and there's always opportunities all over the UK in our apprenticeship opportunities with, as Vinard says, some of our big employers like Amazon, NatWest, and then there's over 5,000 employers that we work with across the board. Roughly around about 90% of our apprentices actually remain employed with their employer. So if you're at a stage at the minute where you're thinking, I really want that next leap of faith in my career, I want to change careers, or maybe you've got that experience piece, then QA is definitely a way forward, a way into the door with different companies and different pathways. So how it works is you would apply for one of our apprenticeships. I'm going to send into the chat box after the session our fast track link. So if you want to be fast tracked to apprenticeships, and we can speed up the process to get you booked in for a one-to-one with our recruitment team, then you can fill that in. Once you've been fast tracked, you'll speak to our resourcing team, and they will match you up with a different opportunity that you might be interested in. What will then happen is you will be sent out for an interview with the employer. We'll prep you every step of the way. So we'll give you, the type of questions that you might be asked at the interview. We'll make sure that you're confident and prepared enough to go to that interview. If you go to the interview and perhaps it didn't work out for you, or maybe it wasn't the right opportunity for you, then we've got lots of other opportunities that we can match you up towards as well. And then hopefully you'll start the apprenticeship with QA. During your apprenticeship, you will be supported by your employer, and the employer will support you every step of the way. So don't worry, we're not going to put you right into that apprenticeship and expect you to hit the ground running straight away, because the whole point of the apprenticeship is to learn on the job and learn from your colleagues and learn from the qualification that we're actually providing with you. You'll receive one-to-one meetings with your skills coach, like China, for example. So China, I wonder if you could maybe chat a little bit more about the specific support that you would particularly offer to your learners here.
Yes, no problem. So there are a few bits of support. So if I think of in regards to onboarding, you're onboarded, you have a program launch session that's about 2 hours. It's very long. You cover a lot of detail of the course, what to expect, how everything's structured. Once you've completed that, you're officially on the course. That's your day one. Everything's signed. Then 2 weeks after that, you'd have a baseline review with a digital learning consultant like myself. And these reviews will happen every 10 to 12 weeks while you're on the program. We'll go through BUD, where you'll be assigned all of your work, everything that you're going to work through. We'll go through all of the learning outcomes, we call them KSBs, knowledge, skills, and behavior points that you'll be working towards while you're on the course, and you'll grade yourself and your confidence on them. And we'll work on that as we go. So by the end of the course, it's all ones at the beginning. You're very new to it. That's completely fine. That's what we expect. By the end, you'll be at pass, and then you'll be ready to go through gateway. You'll also have a check-in session when you on board, which would just be a chat with yourself and your learning consultant, and also your manager will have a chat with your learning consultant just to tailor the course to your needs, make sure you're getting everything that you need, and you'll be able to contact your tutor at any point. You'll be able to get their phone number, their email, and also you can contact them on BUD at any point. So a lot of support, essentially. I make use of that support because it's there. If you ask for it, you'll get anything that you need. You'll also have access to QA's platform, Cloud Academy, to do any additional learning throughout your duration of the course. So say you're working on web development in your role and you want to learn React, but we're not teaching you React, you can ask us for some resources and you can work through those learning pathways. We have courses, lectures, stretch and challenge activities. So you can really do it the way that suits you.
Thank you. So yeah, it's there's a great support package in place for everybody. Everything's all digital by design. All the support. Although we say you've got structured sessions and stuff like that, the support's available all the time. If you were struggling or you needed that, a problem call or whatever it is, then you can always reach out to your people, and we'll be there to support you. In terms of the eligibility for apprenticeships, if you could scroll down a little bit. So ideally, you need to have the right to work in the UK, so 3 years in the UK or the EU, pre-settled or settled status from the EU, and the right to work visa with an expiry which is later than a potential end date of the apprenticeship. The education, so ideally Maths or English, GCSE grade D or above, or level 2 functional skills. Now, when we talk about education, for example, we do look at entry requirements and things like that. However, on an individual basis, if you are a person that maybe doesn't have the minimum entry requirements, but you have done weekend coding, or you've been working with computers, you've got that experience piece, we will look at your profile, we'll look at your CV on an individual basis. So yeah, that's just a baseline there for everybody. For example, So in terms of next steps then, and I can only apologise for all the technology problems we've had today, but I think considering the circumstances, we've done okay trying to get through. It's just a shame that we weren't able to show our videos or do our quiz and things like that we had planned, but there's more there will be more opportunities, and we're working really closely with the Coding Black Females organisation to run more events like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop into the chat box our link, our fast track link. So when you click on that link page, it'll ask you what event you spoke to QA at. So if you click on the Coding Black Females online workshop, and you just pop in your basic details. It'll take you less than 5 minutes to complete the form. What I'll do at the end of today is I will go and download all the data that comes from that, and I will allocate it to one of our recruitment team to start contacting you and taking you through the whole process. Alternatively, you can go online and have a look, but I think this is a great way just to get your name in the bag and for our company to pick you up straight away, and then you can go and have a wee look. So all our opportunities are on our website. So I'm going to pop a link to the website in here as well, where you can go in and check out all of our vacancies. But again, if you fill out that form and you go in and have a look at the jobs, then you can let the recruiter know what one you might be interested in as well. So I think that's us kind of came to the end of the session. So my name's David. I'm happy to take any email questions as well, and I'm sure Vinard and China will be the same. But I'm just going to put it out to the room if anybody has any questions, and we'll try our very best to answer the questions for you.
David, I've just got one more slide. If you could just, Mariam, scroll down after the process of applications.
Yeah, sorry, I just came away from it again. Let me just see if I can find it. Okay. Here we go. As the process of application. What?
So before considering to apply for the keep going down and down. That's it. So I think it's important. Key points to consider is look at the salary and the location. Look at the 25-mile radius within your area, because we have had a lot of applications. The individual is living somewhere and they've applied about 75 miles away. So when you go onto our portal, David, do you want me to go through the portal and show them how to? Am I able to share the screen?
Yeah, try.
Well, I've popped in a link to the jobs portal there.
Oh, great. Let me see if I
don't know if it'll allow you to share the screen, Vinard.
Yeah, it won't allow me. But if you go on,
I've got the Q&A apprenticeships page. Is that the one you mean?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so I'll open
Mariam,
that.
if you could just share that with us.
Yeah, I'll just share this instead. Sorry, no, it's not letting me. So let me.
I think you might have to stop sharing.
Yeah.
And then
stop sharing that one. And now let's find that thing again. And now share screen. There you go. There you are. What you could achieve through your future.
Oh, sorry. This one is the fast track form.
That's a fast. So there's. Okay. So let me go back and see which. We stop sharing. And is there another one? I haven't got another link in the chat.
Let me see if I can find it for you.
Yeah. I was looking for the link there.
That's okay.
Anyway, you also got to see the fast track. One of the quick questions I actually had was, are there any remote roles? Because you often get asked that question. And is there opportunities for part-time?
So we have a lot of remote roles. So I'd say the majority of my learners remote, at the very least hybrid. probably have a couple of learners that actually go into the office, but
Oh, well.
with it being software, it's less
Yeah.
common, I'd say. Part-time, the apprenticeship can't currently be done part-time just because of the duration. They wouldn't have enough time to cover all of the KSBs in that period.
Okay. And the beginner salaries, what kind of salaries do
So, Mariam,
do you
sorry
cover?
to stop you. If we could go on to the link that I've just put, it
Yeah.
will become apparent, the apprenticeships
Yeah.
that we have.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Good.
So if you can see the screen, if you could go down, it basically takes you through the apprenticeships and what we have on offer. So if we could click on one of those, maybe the Creative Digital Apprentice.
Yeah.
And here, I think we might have to accept some cookies. So again, it's hard to see, but does it show you the location where right at the top in the green area?
Yeah.
If you could just zoom in, Mariam, for that one. So that one is actually in Scotland. However, if you look at the location, again, it tells you it's a level 6 and the salary is between 14 to 16k and the closing date is 14th of November. And these get filled up very, very quickly. So if you do see one, apply for it straight away. And, you know, the form that David has shared with you, please take the opportunity to apply for it now, I would say. If you could just scroll down for me, Mariam. And it just gives you a description of your responsibilities. And remember, this salary is only for the first 15 months while you're working toward that qualification. After that, if the employer or decides to keep you, which David said is 90% or 95%, you're likely to stay there, that salary does go up.
Yeah.
Is that right, David?
Yeah, we only work with employers who are looking long term, essentially because we're trying to fill a digital skill shortage. These are organisations that perhaps they're struggling to recruit software developers or data analysts and stuff like that. So we're kind of like the solution there. So if they're going to invest all of their time training you, shadowing, supporting you throughout the process, the last thing they want to do at the end of the apprenticeship is say, right, okay, on you go now. They'll be wanting to keep you after all that investment and that time that they put in.
I think especially people looking to change careers, individuals looking, this is a perfect opportunity. And you don't have to be, 16 onwards, you can be any age. There's no barriers with that. So David, is it 16 onwards? Just to clarify? Yeah. Minimum age is 16.
Yeah, anybody any age can come and do an apprenticeship with us.
Yeah, fantastic. So are there any other questions? Just pop you can either unmute yourself or put a question in the chat. Can you just stop sharing for a minute just to make it easy to see everybody? Would you eventually consider interested individuals that are not in the UK EU? Is that because I think there's an issue with
the onboarding, just because of the funding wise, us being in education, they have to be part of the UK EU. We do Scotland as well, of course. That's it though. We have to stay in there.
I mean, what I can tell you at the minute is obviously we don't offer the apprenticeships for people not inside the UK, but we do have a free online coding workshops that anybody from anywhere in the world can access totally free, and you do get a certificate of, with that as well, and there's no entry requirements. So it's usually on a Saturday, and we usually do them on Saturdays, and it's called Teach the Nation to Code. So you can do Python, data, blockchain, JavaScript, all the different types of things on there. So I've popped another link into the chat box. Hold on to share that for everyone. That's an additional thing you can do as an additional value add. But that's that. That's quite separate to apprenticeships. It's something that we just do for everybody to help. So that's another.
That helps build your pipeline, which is great approach and really generous in terms of giving people that kind of access. And there's also another question: what timeline from the application to start working? Kind of how many hoops I think the question is how many hoops you have to jump to get in.
Well, I think, I mean, from my personal experience from working at QA, I've seen, a job becoming live, and it's to be recruited next month, and the ball will be going pretty quick. So, for example, I'm running an event tomorrow in Scotland, with the view of giving everybody a start date for 2 weeks' time after that. So that's when the time we look at the interviews and things. So it depends. I suppose it depends on the company that we're actually working with. But our motto is, if you've got a job up there, we want to get that filled as soon as possible.
And I think it
but
also
obviously-
means, sorry, David, and it
Sorry.
also means how quickly you can get your documents and legibility documents across. And, I'm sure they'll, again, I think about a month ago, we had about 181. They're going down very, very fast. So I would definitely encourage you to have a look at those in your area. And again, if they're remote, you can apply for them anywhere. Sorry, Mariam.
No. So that's one of the questions. So if they are remote, you don't need to be near the company. If they're remote, they're fine. You can go apply from anywhere. Amazing. And Kiyomi, did you have a question you want to ask? Do you want to
Yes. Thank you. So I'm currently doing a level 3 apprenticeship, but I'm coming towards the end of it. So hopefully doing my EPA. So would I still be able to apply to do level 4 cybersecurity, for example?
Yes. So what we do if you'd come from the level 3 is the funding and things are changed about a bit, just because the first module that you cover will be essentially a recap of the level 3. But yeah, you can. We have a lot of apprentices go from level 3 then to level 4, and then they'll go into the degree. Like, we can't get rid of them. So definitely.
Kiyomi, can I ask you what apprenticeship you're doing currently?
I'm doing information communication technician. So I'm currently a junior service desk analyst. So yeah, but I want to get into cybersecurity. So that's the goal.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like that's it.
Yeah, that's a really good demand area. And I don't know whether there's anything you can tell people about the kind of legibility documents they're going to need, because they might get them ready now. Go quick.
So I would say so go on, China.
Sorry. I'd say one of the things definitely look for them, your GCSEs, because if you can't find them, you have to take them while you're on the course. So if that's something because obviously it might have been a while since you got those, I'd look for those so that you can then be exempted from taking those maths and English exams while you're on the course, because that saves you a lot of time. And then you'll also just need kind of the general residency, passport, those kind of application documents, nothing too ridiculous.
Like
any
passport,
record,
driving license.
Yeah.
Great. And yeah, that kind of hunting for your GCSE things like a bit of a nightmare. And just one other quick question, so for the higher levels, what kind of qualifications would you need for those? Like, say, let's go with 7. Is there set levels or experience? Can it be experience, or do there need to be qualifications in place?
It's quite up to the individual, essentially. So I've had a learner recently, she did the level 3 and level 4 with us, had never been to university or anything, but she's now doing the degree apprenticeship. So it's always a conversation. It's like, will you be able to do these kind of things even if you don't have that formal education? You can still, I'd still say it's worth trying, because if you can prove that interest, prove that your skills can improve to that level and you can get that work done, it's still something that we'd be willing to put you forward for.
Yeah. Oh, great. Thank you. And yeah, lots of questions coming in now. Marie is asking about how open is the process for people coming from other STEM career path, i.e. having a degree or master's, but maybe can't locate their GCSEs, or having a BTEC IT level. So are you, Marie, are you coming from, say, physics or something like that, or biology, and you're wanting to move into tech? Is that right? There's quite Life sciences. Okay, she's had a life science master.
So I actually had a psychology degree, so it
Yeah, it'll be
completely fine.
Yeah, but
They'll
would
take
she
you
still
on.
need her GCSEs?
So everyone that comes on needs their GCSEs. That's why it's the first thing I said.
Okay,
You
yeah.
can also email the examining authority to get that evidence. It's just without that evidence, we can't exempt you. So you just need it to cross that off, essentially. Yeah.
And Seren wants to work as a data scientist. Is there any opportunity for it? I have just finished a 3-month data science boot camp at Developer Academy and looking for a first job in this area.
There is a data apprenticeship that QA do, so data analyst, so that would fit. And also you could think of cyber would fit into that as well, because it's got the data modules. What I'd say is look through the courses and just see the topics that are covered, because data's in quite a lot of them. So you could maybe open it up, narrow it down, depends on what you want.
Great. We've just got a couple more minutes, so I don't know whether you want to begin kind of closing out or whether anybody wants any more questions. No.
I have a question, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I was about typing. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it's easy to talk.
All right. So my question is, for someone like me, I've not been in UK for 3 years. I just came in January, and I'm currently studying IT. I don't have an IT background initially. So am I not eligible to apply for this opportunity? Thank you.
So you'd probably be more eligible for our weekend boot camps until you had those 3 years, just because of the government aspect and the onboarding process. But then once you did have the 3 years, I definitely think about going into that.
Yeah.
So I must
Yeah,
have
I-
the 3 years.
Yeah, I would encourage you to finish your IT course if you're studying that just now. Perhaps take on some boot camps, as China said, and then after, when you get to that 3 years point, we can absolutely look into that for you. However, if you're interested, the forum that we have that I put the link into, if you're sitting here today and thinking, I'm still in education at the minute, it might be a little bit down the line when I'm thinking of an apprenticeship, you can still complete that. Just tell us on the form that you're still in education as well.
Sorry, I didn't get your last part. Sorry.
Okay, I'm saying if you're still in education at the moment, you can still complete our fast track form, and we will keep you on our system until such times where you finish your education program that you're currently doing.
Okay, my education is 1 year's master's, so I'll be through by May.
Okay, that's fine. Just on the forum, just tell us that on the forum, put that information on there, and we can keep you on our system until such times as you're finishing.
Yeah, that does sound like it's good to keep in touch, because there may be opportunities around, kind of right to work after once you've completed that master's, and that kind of probably would take a bit more of a deeper dive to find out about that opportunity. And also another question from Edna, for security apprenticeships or any other apprenticeship really, will you need security clearance? And that's a good one for anybody wanting to go into security, because there are often security clearance requirements.
Yeah, so a lot of the roles that we do, we do the MOD and things like that, you'll need some clearance for those roles, but you'll get that in the role. So you'll start the apprenticeship, you'll be working on what you can do. Once you get the clearance, you'll be exposed to the other side, but that will all be handled by the employer.
Okay, so because I know for some, like high level clearance, you need like at least 10, 15 years.
Yeah, it's usually 7.
Really have, exactly, I don't have that. So I will still be like able to work in the company, or there will be just not suitable.
So as long as you meet the security clearance requirements for whatever security clearance you need, so DBS would be fine. It depends on, some of them have different requirements. So it would be something that you'd have to look into when you went through the employer, but they'd inform you during that interview process.
And keep building the skills. It's similar to the answer to the other question, Wedna. You know, while you might, it's usually around 7 years is the standard for kind of the higher clearances. So just keep building your skill set. There are other kind of elements of security you can be developing in roles that maybe don't need those initial, you know, that level of clearance. Kiyomi's asked, she can't find the option on the form. Which option should she choose for cybersecurity?
Yeah, yeah. So just at the moment, just if you've not got that option, just click on IT, and then you know the forms just for your information to be passed on to the recruitment team. So they'll ask you all that information anyway. It's just to get an idea. So just click the IT button, and you can find out more on your one-to-one.
Great. And just to clarify to Denise, yes, you need to have been in the UK, a resident of the UK for 3 years to take part in this program. But there are fantastic opportunities to study on the weekend boot camps that QA provide. Okay, thank you so much. I know we had a few little hiccups with this kind of like people used to well, I suppose it's the Microsoft system and Zoom systems not playing as happily as they could. But
sorry, we've got another question, Mariam.
Oh yes, we have. In a boot camp, I have completed functional skills level 2 for English and maths. Does she still need to do GCSE?
Certificates would be fine. You just have to submit those. They'd be taken on the application process, and then you'd be exempt from your functional skills on our side.
Okay, great. Well, brilliant. There's so many questions, so much enthusiasm. Go, hit those links, and we'll put the links again in our
One
channels.
more question.
You're not going to let me finish. David, you mentioned we might be able to email further questions. Is it possible to share your email address?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know whether you could choose. So you
also
maybe
put mine in, David. I'm happy to help as well.
Yeah. I think actually, if you've got more specific apprenticeship questions, it might be better to email China because she's got more experience of working in QA and that direct support. But my email address is there. If I don't know the answer, I'll find someone who does.
They do actually have to jump off because I've got to learn now.
Yeah.
So,
thank
you for having me, everyone.
Thanks, China.
Bye,
No problem.
bye, China. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for your time today.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.